Let's do this. So, hello there everybody and welcome back for another weekly Wargames tutorial Thursday with your host, your favorite friend, TMS. This is the weekly FAQ, Q&A, whatever you want to call it, community gathering, blah 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 blah. Almost weekly, as you know, I'm going back to training soon again, so it's gonna be a bit more scarce, but you know, people are still playing and all that jazz. But without further ado, let's get to the weekly news. And for some last minute leaks, gotta add some Farfetch in here, cause we got last second leaks, literally minutes before this joining in. Powermonger was all like, hey, so I've been working on this stuff. So I was like, all right, what have you been working on? And he's like, I've been working on some things. Upgrading the Unity engine. Yes. Would you like to hear more? And I'm all like, absolutely. And so he's all like, damn it, how do you I don't know how to rotate this picture, damn it. Well, so his last minute leak, let's just leave it over there. So, you know, I was like, oh, cool. So, tell me, how do the things look in the future? From beyond where we, the normies, cannot be reached. And it is glorious. More optimized physics and graphics. I don't know. This is also why I posted the picture of Farfetch specifically, because not only the last minute leak that you can see over there, last second leaks, but also the whole better optimized, so the game runs better, and hopefully apparently without falling through. So better physics, better performance, with less even no falling through the maps whatsoever. And that's more or less all the news whatsoever. He did specify the versions that what he was upgrading from to, but who gives a shit about that? So that was last second leaks. Now get out of here, Farfetched. There we go. So besides from that, there's really no other news. I've been packing my stuff for the move, which happens in 1 week from now. So, well, on Friday to be specific, but if my another training in the bar this time begins, so, because, you know, working in a bar is an evening job, really. So, it is likely I'm not gonna be able to stream after all last week. So, it might be, who knows, maybe you won't hear me next week. But if I get a chance, I will be streaming. Who knows, maybe on Friday if something big happens and all that. And the chat box was blocking my sights. So yeah, that's more or less the news for this week. Somebody actually has been working on the game for at least a bit, so that's something. Besides from that, nothing else really. I forgot to mention last week that I've been working on for those who haven't checked out, if you go to the Facebook to /FinsCC, FINSCC. Oh, aka Finn's Cosplay Corner. Oh no, it's Crafting Corner these days. I've been working on, well, I did post teaser images to the Interstellar Marines Discord that I've been working on a miniature version of the Megalodon. And yeah, unfortunately, from the since whatever the pictures are in there right now are more or less the current progress of the thing, I haven't been able to continue it because all the training in the restaurant and the full power. Now just waiting for someone to jump in. Don't notice me. Don't notice me. And off with the silencer. And in with the kills. Oh, accidentally had it on the single fire. I have... What did he say? He's a teacher. He's supposed to be teaching me this week. That's his title or something along those lines. But I'm sorry, Sensei. I have grown too powerful for you. Ow. I say that as I take it from behind without any lubrication. So, no progress on that, but I have been painting on some 3D painted Interstellar Marines that, well, they're passable. They're well shaped. There's no real details on them. But even them, I haven't been able to really paint. So my critical... okay, my game crashed, apparently. Well then, that's something. Wicked kicked my ass so hard he threw me out of the game. So, my glorious campaign towards owning my very own Interstellar Marines army has become more or less reality. At least for the kill team. Not so much for everything else. So yeah, I've just more or less base coded them. I guess when after the moving, I'll hopefully get to painting them again. There's not really much to paint since they are very lacking on the details and all that. No! Damn it! Bitch. Like, I liked how small they were, but like, they were the size that I wanted. It's just like, they are far from perfect. They are only passable, but they were okay. They will do as cultists for the kill team. And, well, thanks for all the ammo. But I will show them at some point in the future. Besides from that, there really has been no news. I don't really qualify furiously masturbating for a week as news, but that, well, that really comes as no news for anybody. As such, mounted, you say? I would have gone through the hell, but if I remember correctly, the pad, whatever, the thing is too far away, so I'll just... Okay then. Well, I think we have a potential intruder coming through there. Unless it's a CTR that has befallen into the map itself. Damn it! It was Bandai. Bandai got me. But yeah. So, incidentally, one more thing that it seems like I'm gonna be passing my bachelor's degree of restaurant, hotels, yada yada yada, whatever, with the flying colors, and do all the positive feedback that I got from all the customers, and how much the people liked working with me, in the restaurant that I was in, I'm most likely gonna get a summer job from them. But you know what that means? Even less games for Thursdays. At least in the new apartment, we have our own sauna, so we can abuse that anytime we wish. But who knows what will happen for the Thursdays. Who knows? Depending how things will go, a lot of people previously have been all like, yeah, well, Thursday is a bad day anyway, but you know, we can try to move the community gathering to some different date. Is that a bison? It's not a bison. But if there is a bison, I scared the bison out of them. And personally, I prefer your mom. Oh. Either my eyes are playing tricks with me, or somebody was just running in there. As such, I must investigate. Yeah, someone is definitely somewhere firing away. But I can't tell whether I'm getting closer or further away from the source. I'm definitely getting closer, but to be honest, all the sounds sound like they are by the satellite. So yeah, it looks like I'll be working on in the summer and all that jazz. Ooh, but in a couple of months, you know, once I'm done with this training, where the fuck's... Okay, power mountain, I died way over there. So, before the summer, once I'm done with this training, hold it on. I don't know what... I can't remember the month that comes before the June. I'm always terrible with the months, damn it. Anyhow, right before the summer, before I graduate, I'm gonna be taking... My father is all like, alright, kids, listen up. I'm gonna take one trip I'm gonna take a single trip with each one of you to somewhere in Europe, in the country of your chosen. And it's like, alright, I have barely time to scratch my own ass and you're forcing me to think a city in Europe where to go, fuck! And I'm like, I got fucking nothing. And then I'm like, oh hey, you know what? Forge World. So let's go to Nottingham, UK. And the best or the worst part is that while I was packing my stuff, I found my passport. You know what's the expiry date? It is... So, pretty much, I'm not gonna tell when the training ends. But when it does, it's a day, like, the next weekend or the weekend after that. So a couple days after the training ends, or a week after the training ends, we'll be heading to wherever. Well, that's the initial plan, at least, to head over to UK. And the expiry date on my passport is, drumroll, the day before the last day of my work. So I'm like, fuck! Gonna have to get a new passport. Because, you know, Brexit and all that jazz. So, the one time that I actually do need my passport... Ow. Bitch. Need my passport to do shit. Go outside the freaking... Just leaving the city boundary. Because, you know, I haven't really had anyone that could have been taking care of the cats or anything like that. The passport expires. And the one time I would go anywhere that requires a passport, like, you know, if you're going anywhere else in Europe, probably would have been fine. I had to pick UK because I can't think anything else. Like, the thing is, I would love to travel with my fiance, go around to Europe, to water parks, but I don't want to do that with my dad. Like, I love water parks, but I can't be asked to go there alone. So, as such, I would want to go there with my fiance, but, you know. Instead, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go to Warhammer World instead with my dad. I'm gonna be all like, look at all this shit, I can tell you all about this Horus Heresy. I don't know about this stuff over here, but the Horus Heresy... Ah, just a CTO. So yeah, gonna be heading to UK in a couple months too, for a extended weekend. One of those days will be spent on Warhammer World and all that jazz. The rest of them... You know, is it just me or have the announcement for the crates disappeared, or am I just really not listening at all? I'm probably not listening at all, but still. Whatever. I guess I could go fishing some points in the resort after I check this 1-250 potentially next to me. Well, Pavamanga just died in wetlands, so that could be an option. Not that 250 is gone, so let's head to wetlands. He died to what now? Doesn't say. Or I'm completely blind. Aha! Nothing. And on a random note, I mentioned Powmanga about his audio from last week. It was completely botched. And it seems like it is fixed for this week, so this time we'll be actually able to hear his voice properly underneath the game, hopefully. I'm not sure if it didn't really sound like he may have misunderstood me or something like that, but let's hope so. I mean, let's hope he understood me correctly and dropped his in-game volume on stream, in the stream itself, to over half. Not his actual in-game audio, just the one that's outputted into the stream. because you know there's a slider for that. I have a feeling he probably thought that he should lower his actual in-game volume, like in here, these settings. Which, you know, if he does, that's well good for me, so he can't hear me coming. But all he needs to do, I don't know, he uses OBS, I think. Just drop that slider by a half, at least from where it is currently. Oh, where it was last week. Now, the question is, who got the points? Joe? Possibly. Possibly. You know, I need to go all iron within, iron without. Fuck, wrong tab. There we go. And it was fun playing with my old skin, but it's back to the for the 4th Legion. Well, not the Marshal. Under construction. There we go. And you know, I absolutely want to paint my guys like this. The current ones that I'm painting are definitely not with the what do you call them? Chevrons. The ones that I have base coated, they are. I'm trying with going for the original color, so they are purplish. But when I get to the larger scale, I want to make them hazard stripes. So many chevrons. So little time. I think someone's down there waiting for me. I don't know why I keep opening these doors. I know there are no points in here. I could check them through the doors. Power monger, and we can have wrapped up some points. Okay, I thought they got the points from there, but it doesn't seem like it. Now, initially when I started building the whatever, I wanted to make it, it's gonna be a piece of terrain, but I wanted to make it a crashed one. But it turns out, I figured, you know what? For the first one, I'll make it an intact one. That would be just piece of terrain. And it is fucking massive. And I think I got the scale almost right. Almost. I think it's slightly bigger than what it should be. But it's still pretty close to what I wanted. I can put a dreadnought in it. Maybe not Contemptor. Maybe I could. I think the Walker that I have, the Iron Circle Automata, technically does fit in it. The Terminators definitely fit in. So it's kind of funny that yeah. It's not just Interstellar Marines. Also, the Space Marines can be dropped with the Megalodon. And I'm not gonna be stopping with Megalodon alone. Or the Marines, nah. I'm gonna get the Titan Walkers. But I don't think I'll do the Sharks. Unless, well, I suppose I could do it. But, oh, fuck. I could technically do the Sharks, but I would use them as, like, if I were to make rules for the Sharks, they would be kinda loose cannon, attacking whoever is closest to them. Friendly or foe, so doesn't matter whose army it's part of, it will attack them. So close yet so far. I can't tell if it's going for someone else. But I'll take my chances. Now this is actually great. I'm putting pressure on Joe. Because he can't just willy-nilly move. But he can't really get his points. Like, he has to stay grounded. And lucky headshot. Oh, he actually got the points and made a run for it. I thought he would be he was still out with the pistol or something. That was a good move from him. And it was more or less down to luck that I managed to spot him. And well, the headshot was a pure luck. I was going nowhere near him with them shots. But continuing the theme from the last week, getting him from behind in the hell. But yeah, I haven't heard a single announcement from Sarah in regarding the drop crates. I could have just completely missed them, like, you know, completely tuned them out. But I'm fairly certain I haven't heard a single one, which makes me think, how is she broken in a one way or another? I was going to docking bay, but then Joe intercepted my plans, and now it's more or less too late to go there anyway. You might as well wait for the FBW to come out. Oh, and if you didn't notice, I made a new video. Well, I've been filming it for a couple days. I decided to surprise my fiance with some Bailey's panna cotta. And I made a video of it. Pretty clusterfucky, whatever video. A lot of fucks in it. But then again, that's me. All I do is give a fuck. So, yeah. Turned out delicious. I think, still not sure if I did it properly. I didn't really taste the Baileys. I'm not sure if it turned out as it should have, but it was edible. It was good. And instead of just doing the dessert, I decided to do a 3-course menu with a starter. Well, I suppose it's called 3-course meal. Well, there we go, Luna. So, 3-course meal with the starter, the main dish, and the dessert. If you wanna see what we did, check the video. Bling! Up there in the corner. Or just find it on my channel. You know, how to impress your significant otter. Yes, I know how I spelled it. And it is intentional. It is right. And really, all I did on the video is very simple stuff. If you wanna impress a girl with something like 3-course meal, just keep it simple. Like, you can do very nice, just putting the table with, get some cheap tablets that look nice. Get a couple of cheap, like 2 wine glasses is enough. And have a matching knife and fork, you know, matching cutlery. And just set them on the tablet as if you were in a restaurant. And you'll go far with that alone. Of course, make sure that you get extra points, probably, if you go with the actually having proper cutlery for each of the quote-unquote 3-course meal. Of course, we didn't have any for the starters because it was, you know, a bread. So you don't really need anything for the bread. And it was really simple bread too. Just toast some shit on the frying pan, slap some cheese in between, slap some, what do I call it, tomato, because, well, I like the salty, what do you call it, halloum cheese, but she didn't want it this time. Instead we went with mozzarella, so I slapped either way, slap some tomato there to that it goes well with the salt. I don't want to say it brings sweet, because I don't think tomatoes are sweet at all, but it balances the taste a bit. And then I add some paprika mayo, and it is surprisingly delish. And it doesn't need to be impressive looking or anything. I decided to, you know, just add a cocktail stick to it, because, you know, it was actually built sandwich. It had both sides, like top and bottom, and the filling in between, you know. Small things like that, just adding whatever. Well, it wasn't a cocktail stick. Well, it is a cocktail stick. It was just a plastic tiny sword. But you get the idea. The main dish didn't have anything special, and the panna cotta I had made it on. I didn't have any proper dessert thing to put it into. So, what I did, I just slapped them on. I just put the hot panna cotta after it had cooled down for a tiny bit. I just slapped them on the thickest cocktail glass that I had in the house, and prayed that it wouldn't break under the heat. Luckily they didn't, and it turned out cool. Then I added some frozen berries. Nothing special, you know, stuff you can find from the ordinary store. Just a couple of frozen berries to bring some, you know, as a decoration, but also they were edible, of course. And she enjoyed them more than the chocolate. The dark chocolate was just chocolate. Cheaper. It was just baking chocolate. Cheap and stuff like that. I just more or less melt it down in with some hot water. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, just melt it down and then poured it on oven paper. And just made lines with it. Just circular shapes, whatevers. And then I just put the whole oven thing into the fridge so that for a couple hours, so that the chocolate can actually stick. Oh, I mean, the chocolate actually, you know, gets back into the solid shape instead of the, whatchamacallit, the liquid. I forgot what she said, but I think it was jungle. And with those few simple things, I managed to make an excellent, just absolutely freaking awesome looking dessert. And the thing is that, you know, you can prepare the 3-course meal, like, in advance. Like, the desserts, you can do them whenever. That way, all you need to do is just add them together. Like, all I need to do was add the frozen berries and the chocolate before I served the dessert to her. So, all the components were ready. And, well, the main dish depends what you're gonna make. You know, the bread is fast to make, but I couldn't start making the main dish until I had done with the bread. So that was a bit, you know. But they are called, like, whatever. Some bread that has fish and all that stuff. Caviar on it. I don't know. Fish eggs. You know, that kind of stuff you can make. There are a lot of starters that you can prepare in advance so that, you know, you can either do the main dish right before she comes or while she's there. In my case, you know, I first did the starters, we both ate them, then I started making the main dish while she was more or less watching Temptation Island Finland. And then I served it once it was ready. But yeah, just a few small things can take you far away. And looking at the chefs in the restaurant, when they put out, before they put out dish, they usually put some green stuff, or, you know, they usually put something on top of the dish to make it look nicer. But personally, I hate all that stuff. But I could have taken the number from them and just add some green leaves to the well, I didn't want to go buy, what is it, basilica? No, whatever. I didn't want to go buy extra green stuff to just put on top of the risotto, but I could have done that if I really wanted to. They really aren't special, like for the pasta, all they do is put some cheese, grated cheese on top. Or I think, something along those lines. Like, you can really fancy out the main dishes, and well, any dish with some, just spread some shit all over the plate. Like, just, you know, the sugar powder, like the... Ah, that's a CTR. Lame. The really powdery sugar that is basically like, I don't know what to really call it. It's just really powdery. It's get really dusty. That sugar, just have a couple of swipes of that. Like, just spread that a little bit around with through some crate, I don't know. And it gives a nice white coating, and it doesn't really affect the taste. You know, just having a little bit of that somewhere can make a dish look a lot prettier. We used it on the sides of the drinks, and even sometimes on top of the drink, depending what the stuff were on it. But basically, just put out some stuff as a decoration for some extra points. I don't have that stuff lying around my house. So, Oh. That was a terrible decision for... I should have known Joe wouldn't be staying put there. As a matter of fact, I knew he wouldn't, and still I was like, ah, fuck it, I can challenge him. Never. I can never challenge Joe. I know it and I still do it. But yeah, about the chocolate, instead of doing what I did, let's wait for this to industrial next. Good. Now the announcements are coming in. So instead of doing what I did, was just, you know, I poured it on the thing because I forgot to buy the squeezy plastic bag, whatever, where you basically you squeeze it through the corner of the bag, whatever. with that, I would have had much more control to actually make some proper looking shapes instead of the that it turned out with from just pouring it from the cup from the high and hoping it's liquidy enough to go down onto the paper in a proper shape. So that's why it globbed up a lot. So that's a tip for you guys. Now, don't do be smart. Don't be like me and forget to get the basic shit. I could have used really any plastic bag and just cut the corner of it, like the ones that you use when you put food into the freezer. Just, you know, one of those cheap ass plastic bags. But I was like, fuck it, I'm way too lazy for this shit, so I'm just gonna pour it all down. Alternatively, I could have melted it some more, just waited to be more liquid, but I'm an impatient man. I can't be asked to do that shit. Just like in the in this battle royale games, I want action. I don't want to be waiting. Well, let's see. Industrial might as well be heading this way. Let's keep heading to industrial. But yeah. And really, all the stuff that I have done so far, take literally no effort, no skill whatsoever. Just easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I wish I'd done this as a younger boy. And speaking of which, I think the wine glasses that I have I just bought them from the store. Just a set of 2 of them, like, I don't know what, but the cocktail glasses and all that, they're just from the flea market. Like, that's where I go for all these fancy schmancy decorations shit. Just look on the flea market. They have a lot of shot glasses, just pints and all that, so you can very easily get cheap, fancy looking glasses. That, you know, if a budget is a thing. One thing to keep in mind is that I think the biggest piece that, like, if not even the glass, if you just spend the extra money to get the slightly more expensive, thicker, bigger napkins that you can actually fold properly into something decent. Like, I think the ones that I have are the biggest and the thickest that my local store next to me had. And it's not really the grade that it's like in a proper restaurant that uses expensive napkins. They are a bit thicker, I say, but they were thick enough for me to actually pull the basic stuff that I like to do. And even the one where I just did the whatever hollow heart, I don't know what it's basically just a heart shape. All you do is just open it up and curl the 2 sides together in the middle, in the shape of a heart. And that is because I forgot to put them in the first place, and I didn't want to go Google for some fancy looking shit. Because I didn't want to copy the same one I did last time when we had this kind of dish picture on the video. So I just quickly made that. Both of them are really easy. And there are a whole lot more impressive looking napkins and all that. And you can do all that stuff beforehand. And like, I just simply forget everything, so I went with the simple shape and it still works, but you know, the point is that the napkin actually makes the whole thing come together. Like, it steals the stage technically. It fills everything on that quote-unquote plate, table, tablet, whatever you want to call it. It kind of takes the centerpiece, so... Ah, bitch! Just having that napkin. I think that's the... Like, if you don't have the fancy glass, that's fine. If you don't have a tablet, that's fine. Just have a sword, so, you know, have the cutlery. Put a matching pair there at least. But, like, all you need is a napkin, and you have folded into something. That's all you really need. And you're all good. You're all set. Just the napkin alone has a huge effect on the whole setting. So I think, you know, you don't even need the whole tablet. I bought like 2 different tablets. And I had the 2 sets of cutlery anyway. And I just added the 1 glass, 2 wine glasses for effect. But really, the napkin is the one that I think seals the deal, so to say. Well, it appears Team FBW is here, and hopefully they'll be heading this way. And indeed they are. If only I didn't suck at shooting. Oh god, the last bullet taking him down. Holy crap. Now, I could revive him and kill him again. And now for my magnificent escape! Where was that tower? Oh yeah, it was in the industrial where the tower wasn't erected yet. So, I'll be heading that way. For some extra points. But yeah, so if you want to impress someone and you don't have any fancy glasses, or you can't find them, well, if you don't want to buy new ones, damn it! Just head to local flea markets to look for the glasses, and if you don't want to do that, you can just buy the napkins. That's all you really need. The biggest, thickest, meaniest napkins you can find. And you'll be all set, my friend. Well, I think it's fair to say that those points are gonna be gone for ever. He's gonna be hiding, but the question is where? The great hunt begins. Alert. Exercise concludes in 5 minutes. I'd take a guess he'd be heading on Luna. If he ain't hiding in the storage things, we got 5 minutes to find him. And I don't think he wants to quote-unquote stay on the map. But the chances are he might be sticking around. Those are usually the options that people take. They either stay nearby, because the time is running out, in hopes that, you know, knowing that people will likely search the two maps, the two closest doors next to them. Alternatively, well, he could be really anywhere. He could be going for the tower. That would be another hiding place. But it's very likely he's gone to Luna. So, technically speaking, I think I'm wasting my time in here. Ow, bitch. Oh, up there, I think. Oh. Oh, that's Powermonger taken out of the picture. I'd love to look for Wicked, but we got bigger stacks to find. Oh, bitch, bitch. Ah, Joe, damn it, man. Fine, you know what? Fine. Let's see, Luna is... I'm on the opposite side of the map, damn it! The trail is cold by now, he could be really anywhere. Ops is one popular hiding place. But that's still the case, but either he's around that corner of the industrial, or he has gone to Luna rather than Ops, but we'll see. Now the Ops is good hiding place because, well, there's so many tunnels you can go into. Or you can just stay in the quote-unquote spawn dock station and just, you know, stand behind the spawn spot. And you can more or less gun down anyone who comes through. And really, people can't access the spawn on their own. I think Joe might be able to pull that off. But overall, you can... There's so many hiding spots in here, and you can hunker down pretty well. Let's see, Luna. We got... Ah, it seems like he's gonna get away with it. Well, that's unfortunate. But yeah, this being Finn's cooking... Yeah, this being cooking with your favorite Finn. Who knows, maybe he's still sprinting like, oh god, they're getting closer. But, never mind, this maze is going the wrong way. From the door. Yep. How door. And with the 50-point lead, it seems like I beat Joe with the last second gun done. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Wargames Tutorial Thursday, and hopefully we'll meet next week again. Who knows? Or whenever that be. Let's see how that training goes for me. So, until next time, guys, see ya.